how many phases do you think we go through? Let me educate you quickly. How many phases do you think we go through? And what are the name of the phases? Okay, first number. Give me a number.
It's 3 or 4.
Give me a number.
3.
There's only one phase I usually watch as a guy. It's called luteal phase.
Okay.
So that because that's when the moods are crazy.
Okay.
So I usually manage that. Are you okay?
But how many do we have?
I have no idea.
So this is...
So which is the front part and which is the bottom?
This goes...
So where we'll go to
absorb.
okay.
This goes...
Which will go to the my behind and which will go to the front. Which is your front?
This is the front.
Okay, well done.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then...
Why do you think that is?
Because it's thinner and wider at the back.
Okay,
Yeah.
well done. Are you learning, Oscar?
I have never seen that.
You've never seen? Yes, good.
And then...
No.
So now we
I've
do
lost
it
a
while
I've lost a
sitting.
wing.
You haven't lost a wing. It's just probably not stuck properly. Let's have a look.
Teacher. Wait. Oh, wait. Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. I haven't lost the wing, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Mantalk.ke. Thanks for coming back for another conversation. You've probably noticed that the set is different, so here's some context. We're here at Glee Nairobi. It's in the Runda area. This is probably the biggest hotel I've been to in the city. We're in the executive suite, which is gorgeous. There'll be some B-roll from Wanini. But for more context about this hotel, it has 211 rooms. It has a 1,500 square foot garden space. It has 9 executive suites. And also... 9 meeting rooms. That's how big this place is. So thank you so much, Glee Nairobi, for being part of this season. We'll be here a lot more, and I'm sure you guys will get a chance as well to come and visit the site. So this conversation is something I'm going to let Oscar do the intro to, because there's 3 chairs today, and I'm gearing up for a very, very interesting, educational, and inspiring conversation with our guests. So Oscar, do you want to do the honors?
So today with us, courtesy of Flow with Pride campaign, sponsored by UNFPA and the Ministry of Denmark, the Embassy of Denmark, is Angela Waweru Lash.
Yes.
And today we're going to be talking about menstrual health and stigma around menstrual health.
Yeah.
I'll admit it's a tough topic to say as a man, and I'm really trying my best to keep the confidence.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming and thank you for being here. Given the work that you're doing with Heals for Pads Foundation and your work in advocating for access to menstrual health products for young women and girls in schools. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. And I believe by the end of the episode, you'll have the confidence to have that conversation with any woman around you, including the one behind the cameras.
Well, let me not lie to you guys. I am struggling with this conversation personally as a man.
We're going to change that.
Yeah, let's hope
Thank
you
you
can.
for inviting me.
No, yeah, you could definitely help me kind of get rid of that.
What you feeling? What's the can you put it into words?
Do you know what it is? When they reached out and they said, so the whole idea of what they're trying to do is it's 3-pronged, right? They're trying to help with government policy.
Okay.
We're not in that space. We can't do that.
Yes.
They're trying to help with grassroots organizations. That's why you're here.
Okay.
And they're also trying to have conversations.
Okay.
So that's the one thing we can do is have convos. And we've always said on the platform, we want to push for the most uncomfortable ones and the most progressive ones.
Okay.
So we said, okay, how can we hit 2 out of 3 of the objectives? So we thought, let's have you, somebody who's done this for a very long time. And let's have us, people that need to show that we can step into the space, into the ring and have the convo and leave and still be alive.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the time, just the mention of it as guys, there's like a, like a back away or a physical, reaction to it. So we want to try and put ourselves in an uncomfortable situation to learn and also find out how we can use this platform with men and women to elevate the situation.
Yeah,
Okay.
personally, I'll admit it's really hard to be poised, especially given the fact that now I know the facts in my brain.
Yeah.
Where we're saying, over 1 million girls don't have access to sanitary products in a way that's really efficient.
Yeah.
Menstrual health products in a way that's efficient. Now I know at the back of my mind that someone lost their life.
Yeah. Jacqueline Ngeno is her name.
Because of
We love to say her name.
stigma around menstrual health and menstrual health conversations. The weight of that's it's just checked into my mind right now as I start this conversation.
Okay.
So the question I want to ask Lash as we kick it off is what is contributing most to this stigma that you've experienced right now since you've been doing this work? Where are you seeing this come from communities? Why are men like me so nervous around even tiptoeing around the topic?
Okay. So let me start with my own period story. And just before I start with my own period story, have you ever bought any female pad, tampon? What have you bought?
For sure. I have a younger sister.
Okay.
And I've had a partner in the past, and typically we have the app
Okay.
where you can see what
Okay.
time
Their
they
flow?
need it. So
Okay.
you create like little care packages. So if
Okay.
it's dark chocolate, if it's the pads,
Okay.
you kind of give it to them. So that's the only time I've stepped into that
Okay.
space. But the funny thing about this is, I won't say my sister. Sorry, Becky. My sister sometimes will tell me to go and get one, and then there's technicalities. There's wings, no wings. There's this one, and then there's
Yeah.
And so I had to just absorb the information. And you know, when you get to the supermarket, you're just tell me. I have the camera. Which?
Yeah, that's me.
Which
That's
one
me.
am I?
Yeah, like it's put in the shopping list. So
Yeah.
I'm told, and then I'm told the specific.
The specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm like, it has to be this
The
one. And what if this
double
one isn't?
wing 360.
I
Yeah,
freeze.
yeah.
I literally stop and freeze. I'm like, I can't think. Like I see that
Yeah.
section, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, my dear. This is what this is what it is. Here's the video. Like, show me what I
Yeah.
can pick. Yeah. But like, yeah.
So I'm trying to answer your question, but I want to use you as examples. Where do you think you got that stigma from, or like that feeling where this is not my topic, this is not my area involved? Is it from the women in your circle, like immediate circle, whether it's family member or friends? Is it school environments?
School.
Is it what you watch? Did you ever watch a film? Or
It's school for me.
School?
It's that
What
boys'
happened in school?
Your first interaction with this topic is typically when you're a teen.
Yes.
Teens are very immature.
Yeah.
So in school, when you're first hearing about it, like, oh, she's on her.
Yeah.
Because you're a kid.
Yes.
And so you think men are very much driven by how other men react.
Okay.
So if your boys are going like, she's on a period, oh, wait, all stay away.
Yeah.
Then you'll be like, oh, that's what we do. And it's ingrained in you. And it's
Okay.
muscle memory you have to kind of undo when you get older
So
with
you have
knowledge.
you're working on your unlearning.
100%. Yeah.
What about you?
It's cultural.
Okay.
It's 100% cultural. Like I think the way I was raised, I'm foundationally a
Yeah.
middle man. So like,
Do you have a sister?
I do.
Okay.
I do
Older
have-
or younger?
I have an older and a younger one.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm also very close with my mom. But then also at the same time, like the way I've been taught culturally,
Yeah.
is that some things are none of your business. Like,
Okay.
So like that's why it's like,
So that your sisters never even come to you.
yeah, exactly. Like I never have that. Like my first exposure to the whole menstrual health conversation
Yes.
was either on the podcast, because we shot the period poverty episode with Janice Mogo, and it was a policy conversation, not a stigma conversation. So now like I'm looking internally, I think I'm finding, oh my God, like I genuinely do find it a touchy subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
So number one, it's that. It's you've answered it. So your environments play a huge factor into how you approach something and how you view something and how you feel for something. And so because already during your young stage, it was already a no topic, you never thought to invest to learn about it. And for you, it was like, oh, that's none of my business, so I ain't involved. Not my monkey, not my circus kind of thing. And so that's number one, is that your environment dictates how you move, how you talk about it. But we were doing some clips for social media, and a question was asked, and I just said in that regard, and I said we are also part of the problem. And I say this because we've done this for 6 years, and I realized I used to go toilet and hide I almost like want to swallow my pad and take it out when I get to the toilet, right? So those are part of the things. It's like now I'm also making it like you think that it's like I'm carrying a gun to go to the toilet. So I've also had to unlearn that. No, why am I hiding? You know, I had to think. I was like, actually, why am I hiding when I go to the toilet? It is something that happens to me every month, fortunately, and I need to not consider it as something that I should shy away from. And so I also had to change that. But for me, I'm a privileged woman because my scenario was completely different.
How was that?
Because I was 12 years of age. I remember, so just to give you a backstory of a little bit backstory is I grew up here till the age of 11 and then I moved to UK, right? But before I left, I remember some people coming to school to teach us what we're doing now, to teach us about pads, and they were saying 28 days. And I remember going home, mum saying, what's 28 days? Like, how do I count? And I just couldn't conceptualize. And she said, when you start, I think I'll teach you then so that you can understand how to count. And so we kind of like banked that for later. So I always knew, okay, when I start, I can go to mom. But when I started, mom wasn't there. She was at work.
Oh, God.
Okay? And then me and my sister have a 10-year age gap. So she's younger than me. So I can't go to my sister. She's 1.
Yeah. Wow.
She can't
Yeah,
even
she
talk.
can't. She doesn't know what's going on. She just is,
So I go to the toilet. And so they taught us that, you know, if you see white discharge or if you see spotting, just know today's that day. And I was like, damn. I remember just being in the toilet thinking, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't know where mom puts the pads in this house. So I literally was just in the toilet for a minute, just thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to talk to dad. How am I gonna talk to him about it? So I went to my dad. He was in the kitchen. We had like a dining table. So I approached him. I don't remember that part, but I approached him and I told him I've started my periods. I don't know what to do. I need products. Can you take me to the shop? Didn't even make it feel awkward. Just said, cool, let's go. He said, I don't know what you need, but this is the aisle. Pick whatever you think you will need. And I picked it. And because I already was taught how to put a pad on, so I already knew what to do. And so my mum came later, and of course she's thinking, oh, panic. I said, I'm good. I have pads. Dad bought for me. And so, so now, of course, now for me, that was a normal environment, and it has continued to be a normal environment. I always say that I can call my dad now and tell him, on your way home, just pass by and buy pads. Like, it's not an issue. My dad is plus 70. So, but when we started doing Heals for Pads Foundation, I began to realize, before we even talk the matter of period poverty, no one is talking.
Yeah. Like, I'll tell you.
Like no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
And even you boys don't know what to do when or for your puberty journey. That's a whole different conversation. You can have me for that. But and I realized also boys don't understand the responsibility of puberty, the responsibility of growing, the responsibility of sexual intercourse. They also don't really get it. They also don't know how to deal with the emotions of wet dreams and all that. And I was like, no one's talking to them about it. And so they kind of unfortunately learn through terrible platforms or maybe somebody who's not a good role model, or they just, you know, try to just wing it, innit? Wing it.
Yeah, but
and then now for girls, they can't go, like maybe their mum doesn't have time, especially if they're coming from a low income background. They've got enough stress. They ain't got time for you. So then you kind of like, if in school, they're not providing that opportunity, or there's no like organizations coming to speak, then you're kind of also winging it. And so now what you're finding is women like me are having fertility issues, are having all these issues. There's not enough studies that were done. And now people are starting to discover, oh God, I have PCOS, I have endo, because people are not talking about it. And so then you don't address issues of your journey of menstruation. If your periods are coming late or not consistently, you need to address that when you're young so that they can fix their hormonal matters. So one of the biggest problems is that we are not creating safe environments for us to have this conversation at whatever level, whether you're older, whether you're younger. So I think that's one thing we have to address, but then it becomes harder when you come from a low income family because the pressures of life are not to say us sitting here don't have our own pressures, but like I can at least, I can't remember ever being, honestly, I can't recall ever waking up and not knowing what to do with my menstruation. Like I will always have a pad. Yeah. Or worst case scenario, if I need to go buy it, at least I have tissue, put it and then run and come. I've never had a scenario where I don't know, I don't have anything. So, but there's somebody that is their scenario on a monthly basis. And this is not going anywhere. It's in fact becoming more consistent and it comes with pains and stuff. So through what we do with Heals for Pads Foundation is to first use because it started off as a digital campaign. You were part of it, And we use Heals as a way to as a gate entry, because then if you ask me why heels for pads, then I can talk about the heels element, and then I can now easily talk to you about the conversation around period poverty, right? So when we seek donation of heels, we then sell them in the fact of using that money, or even because initially we didn't want money, we wanted people to pay us in pads, which is what they used to do, remember? And so that became our gate entry of using our digital media and working with other people who can help us amplify noises. Eli was part of one of those people initially. And that has allowed us to now highlight. And when we discovered about Jacqueline Chepngeno and her dying by suicide because of, first because of soiling her uniform, right? Then second, it was reported that her teacher had shamed her for soiling her uniform. The teacher should be the first safe space. But then now that shaming gives agency to the kids to do the same. And so then to go home and your mum's like, relax and wash your skirt and go back to school. And so in the process of her doing that is when she chose to take her own life. And I just, in my mind, I thought, that can't be a reason. Not that you should ever have a reason, but like, honestly, really? And so that was one thing that really drove us to do more. And it was just during COVID time. So yeah, I hope I've answered your question.
You've
in
more
many
than
ways.
answered. You've given us just the base as to how we can interrogate this issue. What's becoming very clear to me is that it's very easy to talk about period poverty and the trouble around the supply of menstrual health products to young women and women generally in low-income areas. From a policy perspective, because it's this thing that we put on the side and we intellectualize it. But then, like, personal stories like this Jacqueline story is what has rattled me, because I listen to this and I'm like, wait, this is a real thing. It's not like an idea. It's not a concept. And I think that the question that I want to ask now is, like, as men, how can we contribute more towards ensuring that things like this don't happen again? Because, like, to be fair, that's what's rattled me the most. The fact that somebody actually took their life on the part of what could we have done? What could have been done in that situation differently? And what learnings do you have to give us as men that can help us to stop this from ever happening again?
There's always a joke, if men were the ones going through periods, we'd have days off. Like there would be policies that work. But unfortunately, the world is still ruled by men. So what can you guys do? Number one, you're doing it right now. You've got me here to talk about these conversations, and you're going to reach men, because majority of your viewership is men, and hopefully they will sit and listen to this whole episode. So that's number one. You're doing that, and keep sharing. Number two, take ownership. Go and learn. You know, maybe one day you'll be here sitting as fathers of girls. You do have nieces, I'm sure. So take ownership. Be like my father. Like let them come to you, and you can take them to the shop. But be better than my father and know what to tell them to buy, right? Be like, there's tampons, there's thingy, you know. My dad was just like this, I don't know what you need, you know.
That's me.
But I love it. And we laughed about it when we first started. It was for pads, and I called him. I said, you know, I never thought I needed to thank you, because I just, at first I was like, it's a parent thing to do, right? But I'm like I realize how much what you've done has changed me. And many girls can say the same. I always ask, would you talk to your dad? And they're like, yapana, you know? And most people can't even talk to their husbands. They can't even talk to their partners. They can't even talk to their brothers. Case in point. Right? So first, go take ownership. Go and learn about what a menstrual cycle is. If you have a wife, if you have a sister, if you're living with them, get the flow up so that you can know. So that, how many phases do you think we go through? Let me educate you quickly. How many phases do you think we go through? And what are the name of the phases? Okay, first number. Give me a number.
It's 3 or 4.
Give me a number.
3.
There's only one phase I usually watch as a guy. It's called luteal phase.
Okay.
So that because that's when the moods are crazy.
Okay.
So I usually manage that. Are you okay?
But how many do we have?
I have no idea.
You have no
I
idea.
no idea.
Okay, but you were gonna name. So he's named one.
Well,
I only
so
know
there's
one.
luteal,
I know the luteal one.
ovulation, menstruation.
Oh yeah, is ovulation like a phase?
Yeah, and then there's, I think that's
So you said
luteal, ovulation, menstruation, and the one where you're feeling. No, that's ovulation. There's the one where you
The way
feel
I'm
like you're
feeling
glowing.
now, which is good.
Yeah, that's
Starts with an F.
for
You're
for
getting
goodness
there.
sake. Follow.
You're getting there. Follicular.
Follicular. Damn it, follicular.
Well done.
So it's wait.
Okay, so let's now let me educate you.
Okay, tell
Get
us.
your
Alright.
notebooks, guys.
So
I have a degree in public health, my guy.
Which I've never used.
let's start from menstruation.
Okay.
So of course menstruation, you know what that is.
Yeah.
How many days do you think I bleed for?
Typically
Okay, not
7,
me, but like
4,
so generally, how many?
About 4.
4.
Yeah.
And what's the maximum?
7.
over a week is problematic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 8 days is probably.
Yeah.
And then minimum?
2.
Yeah,
Okay.
2. So well done,
Thanks,
Eli.
thanks,
Eli,
thanks.
Eli is give Eli all the marks. Everyone, I want to see a flame representing Eli. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, 2 to 7
Yeah.
days. Some people do have 8, do 9, but if it's consistent, then you do need to check. You need to check that. If it's too low, also you do need to check that, because, like I'm saying, if I don't later on when I want to have a child, those things come up. The fertility issues come up. So typically, for me, let me talk about myself.
Yes.
I am very consistent, but now as I'm getting older, my cycle is getting longer and longer separately. So, and I'll teach you what that is, because you're like, what cycle? But anyway, so mine is 4 days dead on. So like first day is probably half a day. Then the first full day is, I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm just dying. And then I have times where I'm extremely moody. And then I have times where I'm in so much pain, I can't even keep tea or water in me. I have to. So those are the different type of symptoms. There are some people who honestly can't move if they have like endo, because now endo is extremely painful. So there's if people have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, I always get it wrong. So they tend to have hormones that are very male hormones. So they'll have like beards, they'll have a lot more hair, their what do you call it? Their cycle is a lot more apart.
Okay.
So it's not consistent, like you're between 21 to 35 days. So you need to notice that. And that's why we are taught to count your cycle, right? So you have menstruation. So that's generally the period of when your periods, when you're bleeding. Do you know why I bleed? Do you know where my bleeding is coming from?
The eggs need to be discharged.
Yeah, but do
To
you know
get a
what's
new-
causing me to have period blood?
Something's breaking down.
What is
no?
that?
The
The uterine wall.
yeah,
Yes.
uterine wall. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
menstruation is just basically the breaking of the uterus wall.
And renewing
So
it.
that's why. So that's why women will sometimes see clots. That's why it's so painful on that's when they're feeling pain. It's because that's what's happening, and so that's why the pain is more on the lower abdomen, right?
Yeah.
And so it's really painful. I don't have lower abdomen issues. I have back issues. So it comes with pain symptoms. You can sometimes have like acne flare up, whatever. You either want to eat a lot or not eat at all. So there's that. But mood also plays a part. So that's why it's important for you to know the
phases.
cycle of the women that are around you and the phases. Right, after menstruation is done is when you would now experience ovulation. And that's why for a girl and for a woman, you gotta check yourself, because you could call your toxic ex, okay? You could do some seafood because you're operating on, that's when your mating season is on a lot. Someone who you're never attracted to, you're like, oh my God, he's so, hello, you know? So that's like the ovulation season. And that's when, I feel like that's when men notice like they're on.
Sometimes
you
I
don't have to
noticed
notice.
that the one phase I
hey.
had to learn was a luteal one. Because like when I was dating someone, like I used to know like, hey, moods have changed.
Yeah.
Timer. So like usually like, my darling, here's some flowers,
how can I
here's some
appease you?
chocolate, how can I
Yes.
appease you? Like you
You
literally
look
have to,
particularly beautiful today.
yeah, you look lovely.
Yes,
You have to be
lavishing.
like really nice. And then like after that, then now she probably enter the next phase where it'll be like, now you're the one who's in trouble.
Yeah. So then follicular is when, after menstruation is actually follicular because that's when you have the most energy and you're happy and you're good, you're ready to go. And that's usually a week. It's just about the week. And then now you have your ovulation. That's when now you're just already, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when you have to be careful if,
Environment.
just not in, just you can make some dumb decisions.
Yeah, yes.
And then now, because you haven't become pregnant, that's when now your body's registering. It's almost like luteal phase now. I now realize it's actually my body moaning. That's why I'm so upset. Because I didn't do what my body was supposed to do, which was to be pregnant. And so now I'm moaning the loss of the egg that never came to be is what now I realize, because I'm like, why am I crying? Like this is not something that we cry about.
Grief for a bit.
Yes. So
Wild.
now I think that's what it is. It's like my body is grieving and it's sad and it's like temperamental, because whatever it was supposed to do during the season of ovulation, it never came to fruition. And so, oh my God, I'm so profound.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, it's a really nice way to think about it, just on a mental level, right?
Yes, because that's what's happening. It's when I'm low, my body didn't register I'm pregnant, and so now it's moaning and it's upset and it's all over the place. And then menstruation comes.
You guys don't.
So that's
catch,
your phases.
Yeah.
So in terms of let's do follicular, ovulation, luteal, menstruation. So those are your phases, and that's why you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention to the women around you and just know how to also manage yourself and just realize it's not really about you sometimes. Then in terms of why you need to know your cycle, majority of a group of girls and women that study is that majority fall under 28. Although I don't know who these 28 cycle girls are because I haven't met them yet. So I'm even wondering, because sometimes the issue with the studies are very Eurocentric and American-centric. And so there needs to be a lot more research. So in terms of earlier question where you're asking, how can men, if there's men in research, they can help us populate and develop that research, because a lot of the issues are, or rather the data is not really from a Black person's point of view. So the cycle is between 21 to 35. That's where you should fall. But most people are within 28-day cycle. That is why it's also menstrual hygiene days on the May the 28th, because it's 28 days to represent 28 days.
I have a question. You touched on PCOS and you helped me understand that a bit better.
Okay.
What about that endometriosis?
So it's period pain. Okay, so we have been taught as women in Swahili, you'll be told, vumilia, like just hang on, live through the pain, which is also dangerous, because when your pain is too painful, you need to address that, because it could be a medical factor. And so, and most people who have endo are always hospitalized. They can't have children. It really affects their ability to have children. Most of them can, but there's like a window. And if your endo isn't that bad, that window can work. Yes, there's medicine you can take. There's still a lot of research, because this is still we're now being able to name these issues and stuff. So
are they taught in school? These
so now
things?
That's what we try to use with our platform to in science. No, like in the normal.
So in our biology curriculum,
no.
It's not being.
Because I know the 28 days. I didn't know this 4-cycle thing, because I knew about the uterine wall thing. We were taught in class 6.
Yeah.
But then now the question is like, complicated. Let's say a young girl in school has endometriosis. How long can it go without it being diagnosed?
Because people don't talk.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, people don't talk. People
Guys.
I know somebody who got diagnosed with PCOS at 35, but it was a journey to get there, to even get that answer. So people don't get checked enough. It's really important, especially if you're sexually active, to really have a relationship with your gyna. So it pap smear, like all these things,
But even
because
us
you need to
men.
get checked, because those are also things that can help you understand your body better, and maybe that might be the
Yeah.
safe space where you can have that
Yeah,
conversation.
because like if you have a daughter and she's going through like a painful period, you're
Yes,
just
you need to
saying,
go. Don't be quiet, and that's what we tell girls. Is just don't be silent. Don't
girlfriend.
vumilia. Don't hang. Like if it's too painful, then that's your body warning you that something's up. Right. And if you don't listen to that, it gets worse and worse. And it could be fibroids, other issues that come about. And so there's so many things that we go through as women that if we are silent, if we're too silent, that they can mount up to things that could have just been easily
Diagnosed
resolved.
early.
You know, because you've mentioned 3 things just off the cuff. You said endometriosis, you said PCOS, sorry.
Yes, or
Then you said
PCOS.
PCOS. Then you said fibroids.
Yes.
So what you're telling me is like these, you really need to like make sure that people actually get access to proper healthcare so they can even properly diagnose the issue.
And I have to say this. Dear woman, get comfortable looking at yourself in the mirror naked, because it's the only way you're gonna be able to assess. So like fibroid, you'll notice it here because maybe your belly is just it's just becoming big and stuff. So you need to get in touch with knowing yourself, even having a mirror and looking to see your vagina, just to notice if there's anything that has happened. And so a lot of us it's like being naked is such a shameful topic, even as men. It's just a shameful topic. So you almost don't talk about it and you ignore it, and it gets worse and worse and worse. How many people you hear and they're like, oh, they're getting surgery, and you're like, but I was with them, So we need to get comfortable with our own bodies so that we can notice when something is not feeling right. You do need to pay attention. That's why for women, I must urge you as men, is that ask your woman, like, did your periods come like in the cycle they were supposed to? Like I was saying what I've noticed is I was a 21-day girl. 21. And if it's shorter, it's because I'm stressed, and that's 17, 19. Now I'm noticing my cycle is 23, and that's because I'm growing in age. And so my cycle is because that's the journey of menopause. So my cycle is gonna get further and further apart to the point where I don't get periods anymore. Do you know when menopause is? Like, do you know what menopause is actually? How would you define it?
It's when that process stops of menstruation.
And how will I know?
Hot flushes.
Okay, but before that,
no, like your periods gradually stop and the hormones.
how long did my periods need to stop?
That I don't know.
You don't know.
That I don't know.
We don't know. Tell us, please.
So menopause is the day, okay? So I haven't bled for 12 months. That day, the 12 month and 1 day, that's the only day that's menopause.
Ew.
That's the day, because it's the stop of menstruation.
Why is it a year?
So I haven't bled for 12 months. So if I haven't bled for 12 months, after 12 months, because now that's it. That means that your season of regular menstruation is over. So that day, the day after that 12 month is the day we call menopause. It's the pause of menstruation.
Literally in the name, right? Yeah.
Then thereafter is now the beginning of, you get your symptoms, you start to get your symptoms and you know it's coming. But your woman is always waiting. And that's why they'll be like, oh, I haven't 9 months. And then it comes. And that means you have to start counting again.
Wow.
Yeah.
As a son, what does that look like if your mother's in the environment?
It's different for every woman.
Yeah.
Just the same way my symptoms of like menstruation are different. So it can be hot flashes, extreme hot flashes. It can be moody. Honestly, in that season, sorry, if you're married, your wife most likely wants nothing to do with you. Like whatever, and now being scientific, when I am prime, when I am in my season of being able to give birth, that's why ovulation is a dangerous season or a good season, right? Depending on what kind of situation you're in. Because that's when I'm ready to mate, okay? Yeah. But because that season of my life is over, that whoever I want to make, it's that mating partner is not attractive to me, or any mating partner isn't attractive to me. So I feel like it's just, again, another a moaning season where you're moaning the fact that season of, and so it's coming out in anger, it's coming out in frustration. From a woman point of view, they are dry. So that's why you need to have creams to use. So many things can happen to you. There's like a lot of symptoms, almost 100 symptoms that can occur to a woman. 100. But the ones that we talk about are flushing, because you can see unattractiveness to men, just don't want nothing, literally almost hate men. And unfortunately, there's no, it can be long. It can be a long period
to regulate back to
then now after that they go back to being in their prime, but of course without being able to have children.
So then they don't return to that cycle again after menopause. No,
that's it.
So they just regulate, and what kind of...
So you have to take hormone tablets, and that's a choice.
Okay.
You can take any regulators that you feel, but that's a choice. Some people choose to just manage the symptoms around it, or themselves around it. It's and there's a whole conversation about it, of whether a person should take hormone things to help them in that season. And so, of course, there's some people who are pushing that, but it's a choice. Just the same way I can decide today I want to use a menstrual cup. So it's a choice. And also, I guess, also the nature of your body might dictate that as well. And so people who, it's yet to be confirmed, but I feel like people who've maybe had like PCOS, for instance, because their body's operating more differently than a normal woman, their menopause might actually be more harsh as well. So being a woman is hard.
That's what you're saying. That's why I'm just listening here.
It's very hard. Listen, I just watched a video of the former, an Indian lady, I can't remember her name, but she was the former founder of something. But anyway, she says that like a woman has to worry if she's a stay-at-home mom, she loses. If she goes to work, she's doing like 3 jobs because she has to worry. And so there's so many things that I have to think about. I had to think about whether I should wear, like, how short should my dress be, right? Or how should I present myself? God forbid, if I was on my periods, I'd have had to take tablets so that I can be like, I can present myself at my best.
I want us to come back to the whole, like, because you've given me a thesis that covers, like, basically this is a fact of life for women.
Yes.
But I'm beginning to empathize with the low income family and the woman in a low income home.
Yeah.
If she's not had access to menstrual health products from the beginning, and it does not improve all the way up until her.
Yeah. You need to read Janet Bogwa's book. There's a lady that's in her book. She's a Maasai woman.
Yeah.
She got married before she had her periods. So maybe, I don't know if she knows what age she got married, but let's just say she was young, child bride. And she got her periods when she got married. The guy said, he's like, see you later, I'm going to go to the other wife, I'll be back. Okay. So she had no idea. No one had ever talked to her. So luckily she was able to access her mom or grandma who taught her. Now, because they didn't have access, she used, I want to say she said cow dung. She also used just whatever material that she could use on that time. And she never knew that she's, at the time of her writing her story in that book, she was 80. So of course she's way past. She has never in her life used menstrual product that is sold. So
just improvising.
She just using cloth, whatever is in her disposal to use.
Please note that like in our economy, in this country called Kenya that we're in, that's probably the reality for.
It's not probably, it is a reality.
Yeah.
Listen, we went to Samburu in 2020. Okay, it's funny but not funny. But like, we're given pads, right? And it had underwear. And this old woman, and I want to say like 80 or 70. And she was like so excited to get underwear. She'd never worn underwear. And she even wore it none of us. And so there are communities that exist like that. You know, the period poverty is like you seeing a mountain, the peak of the mountain, so you're only seeing the peak. But there's so many other things. There are things when the minute a girl is prime and able to have kids, some cultures she's married off. Okay, that means then she also probably underwent through FGM, which is depending on what stage of FGM, it can be sealing in a little hole, which means that man, if the family can't afford to take off the stitches, God forbid, I'm not going to go into it, but you get the picture, right? So you've got environments where there's so many factors around just almost as much as having, and we push this narrative of you need to be proud that you have periods because it allows you're the fountain of life. But to somebody else, it's a fountain of disaster because it means my life stops. I get married off young, and I then now just become a woman that just produces children. You know, I have no basis in life. So then in some cultures, it's something to be celebrated. In some cultures, it's maybe celebrated, but really there's probably one or two or three that for them, it's just, this is not the life I wanted for myself. But now I find myself in this cycle.
Yeah, but this has been a reality for so long. And it sounds as if this is something that should be present in our policy making.
Yeah.
What government policies exist to kind of alleviate this reality where 66% of women, like I just remembered 65% of women.
Yeah, but it's an old study. We need to do a new study, guys. So I call on all African people to come together, or especially Kenyans, because that was done before COVID. The study came out, the research came out 2017 or 2016, which then means that research was done in 2014. So it's 11 years. Behind maybe, and then there's been COVID, so there's been so many things that have happened. There's been so many changes. So yes, there is an existing menstrual health policy in Kenya. We were moving forward for a little while, where the previous president had announced that girls can get access to pads for free, but that is changing. They want to take that policy away. As you know, now know that there's this push for education to not be free. So that you can just imagine that's not going to be even part of discussion, if you get what I'm saying. So anyway, in my ideal world, I shouldn't buy.
What innovations are being used? Do you know anyone who's trying to subsidize this cost outside of Heels for Pads? Like, are there any models?
So like I can shout out Ecobana. Great. They're actually three boys and one girl, and they were from St. Paul University, and they created a pad made out of banana husk, and they got money. They won money, and now they are. It's now in production. It's in Kisii. It's made locally. And it's purely like eco-friendly, from the product that holds the pads, everything about it is biodegradable. So there are those factors, they're available, but now it's now to be able to reduce the cost so everybody can be able to purchase it with ease. We've got other brands. Can I mention the name?
Go crazy.
So there's like Sophie Pads, which has figured out the biggest challenge that people in marginalized community, they can't afford maybe to spend 60 bob, but they can spare 10 bob. So they've created pads that are sachet form. And so you can buy one piece, and they're long lasting, so I can wear it for a longer time, and I don't need to worry about having to figure out 2 or 3 for the day. So I can wear it for longer, because typically the current pad that's used is ideally you shouldn't use it beyond 6 hours, so that I have to figure out 2 more times what I'm gonna do. So yes, there are things, there are people out there who are advocating for it and changing for it. But one of the biggest challenges when it comes to period poverty will be purchase power. And so, listen, feminine products stand to make 27 billion in like 2 years time, right? So it's a huge money making opportunity. And so there's a lot of players in this game for us to push, for us to not to have it for free. But honestly, a goal for Heals for Pads is to one day make Kenya the Scotland of Africa, where periods are accessible with ease, for free. So in our own little way, we do that in our schools, where we provide pad dispensers in schools and ensure girls can have access to education. But we're big on collaboration and working with other people who are trying to push that, and we will amplify and celebrate anyone who's doing that in their own capacity. But one of the, I know sanitation fund is really pushing on figuring out the products, access to products. So in terms of what you're saying about making it easily available, affordable. So that's one of the huge conversations that are taking place. But in saying that, there's also issues around climate action and, in schools in Kenya, let's talk about from a Kenyan point of view, from like schools in like rural areas, they don't have rent or kill pads, pad dispenser bins. They don't have that. They're going to throw in the latrine, right? And eventually the latrine's going to get full, right? So we need to figure out a solution also from a waste point of view. So there's so many factors. There's the education factor, there's the policy factor, there's the affordability factor, there's the stigma, right? There's also like now if from policies, like for instance in Kenya, FGM is illegal, right? So those kind of things kind of help kind of reduce things around child marriage. And so then the view for a girl becomes better, where we're able to figure out how to keep her in class, in school, so she can.
What's becoming more and more apparent the more you speak is stigma and silence around this issue is a perpetuating factor. Like now that you've put all this information in my head, my mind is like telling me back, like, we can't stand as men to be quiet and to be silent about this and to say like the way this first minute has begun, and me, I'm just like, this is not my business. Now at the end, at the end of this like episode, I'm now feeling I need to be like,
whatever you're good at, whatever your expertise is, you have a huge platform.
Because
how do you use it to tell their stories? And then whatever you're good at, how do you use that? You have a law background. How do you go and do the research on what policy exists?
And finance as well. So in my mind, like what I'm saying is, it seems to me like period poverty is just the tip of the iceberg. There's FGM, there's early child marriages, like all these little cultural vices that stigma has been used to protect, right? So it seems like stigma has been a method that certain communities maintain so that they can maintain.
They can continue with that particular culture.
With a particular culture that's vindictive. And that's why speaking up, I think, and listening, I think this interview has been more about listening than...
And do you know what's happened? What's so interesting is there's been such a range of emotions I've gone through personally, right? One of them
now?
As you've been talking, like one of them is genuine like shame as to how I've approached this topic. Because yes, I got the marks as we're saying it, but how much I've learned within like 35, 40 minutes from just a conversation. I think as guys, if we're really honest with ourselves, we avoid this so much, but we will learn the intricacies of an engine. Like, and the kind of time it takes to just understand this, just the time it takes to understand the cycles and what the ladies are going through. When you start telling us the stories, putting yourself in those shoes of like, I'm dealing with life, I'm dealing with safety, I'm dealing with socio-economical issues. And then I don't catch a break within a month. This week is XYZ. And then I look at the way my life operates and you
guys are operate on an even kill.
You're
always balanced.
The gear is one.
But even outside of me as an individual, I am not here without the women in my team, in my life, right? And I feel like sometimes the kind of privilege I hold as a man in these situations, and I don't realize what, say, the team here might be going through, and the strength that they take to show up, and we just take it for granted because you don't understand. Because when a lady says to you, I'm on my period, I can't make it to work today, you just say, oh, okay, it's fine. But you don't actually digest what that means. You don't digest what that means when she was still at work. So I feel like a lot of the time as guys, we extract from the female strength and the female around us, but we don't understand what they're going through behind closed doors. The only time that I think it became apparent was when someone in my life that I love very much, I saw the physical the physical element of the period, which was her vomiting, her throwing up. That's when I could relate. That's a horrible feeling. I know what it feels like to throw up. Okay. I remember we were leaving the house, we were going to catch a train, and she was firming it. In UK we say firming it. Yeah. She was just like,
she was hanging there.
Yeah. There was a word you said, vomiliaing, right? So we come out the house, and she's like, no, we can make it to town. I'm like, you don't look great, and it's a hot day. She's like, we can make it to town. We don't get to station. She starts vomiting. I'm like, we need to go back. That's when she told me, yeah, this is happening because XYZ. And it's only when there was a...
Say it.
Yeah.
Don't say XYZ. Why was it happening?
It happened because she was menstruating,
yes,
right?
That's why we need to change. We also need to speak.
Do you see how the... So it's only when I could identify some sort of pain she's going through. Because when somebody holds their stomach, you're like, oh. And there's these jokes where you put the simulators, etc. We take that for granted.
I wish I had it. I was going to test it on you guys.
That would be a good...
And I'm going to.
Yeah.
No, here we're coming back 100%.
to it. So it's only as a guy when you see something you can relate to, which is vomiting, which is vomiting continuously, that you realize this is a serious physical thing that's happening. And I think it does just take somebody having a conversation with a lady, not even an expert like yourself, just somebody in their life because they're experiencing it. And then now, with all that considered, I'm curious to know that the knowledge that we have, we can then have the solution, which is privilege and buy the pad and get the hot water bottle and take a day off work. Yeah. What are you seeing in terms of mindsets outside of culture when you go into these schools and talk to the young men? How receptive are they at a young age? Because I feel like this is the generation with the internet, with everything else that can make a mind shift different, because we can wait for the government, etc. But make a shift in their mindset as to how they treat the ladies in school to stop suicide. And I remember we went to one school and you told me once to speak to the young boys, because we'd bought pads for the girls and underwear for the boys. I remember you gave me the thing, you're like, you need to speak. And I was like, be good to the girls when they're having a bad time. I didn't know what to say. So like, how receptive are the 10-year-olds, 12-year-old boys? Because I feel like that's why we're having this conversation, so that the guys can sit a little bit more uncomfortable and start learning. Do you remember? I didn't know what to say. So like, how receptive are they? Because I feel like that's where a change can happen before we wait for government.
Listen, you said how in your school, when you were younger, it's the same.
Same thing.
Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed, to be honest. I'll give a scenario. We have pad dispenser in a school. I'm not going to name the school because I don't want to highlight. And so where we put the pad dispenser, we'd put posters for girls to know how to wear a pad, just information in case they're shy to ask. They can stand there, read, and have the knowledge. So the next time we come to visit, the papers, everything on the floor. I'm upset, to say the least. So, of course, now we go.
Who's responsible?
Yeah. So we talk to the girls, and I'm like, what happened here? Like, you guys take care of this. And then they told us it wasn't even us. It was the boys. They took it down. But I took it as a cry for help, which means a cry for attention, which means that that was the minute it clicked. We have to bring men with us to speak to boys when we were speaking to girls, because they were like, it was just them saying, you're thinking about them and all. And so then now, by doing that, then now we still have the shame issue, because now a girl can't use our pad dispenser because she's worried that someone's going to laugh at her. But over time now, that's changed and no one laughs at them. They don't even care anymore. They've got more confidence to go and use it. So nothing's changed. I'm really sorry to say. So in fact, where the change needs to happen is at home.
Okay.
Because before the child leaves the home or goes to school or whatever, starts school, the change needs to happen at home first.
Is that normalizing the convo?
Yeah, normalizing it in your house. Have those conversations of everything.
What if the dad doesn't know?
Regardless of what gender you have in your house, have that conversation. Then now the second part is, we need to figure out, and maybe that would be one of our goals, is teacher training maybe also. And then maybe also as organizations trying to participate in when they bring the parents and the students and we introduce and normalize. We've done it once where the parents happened to be there, and so we got them to stand there as we talked to the girls. And you could just tell them they were so uncomfortable. The men were so uncomfortable. But home is where it's at. Like if you're a parent, just have those conversations, honestly. Like, ask your daughter how you feeling. Ask your wife how you feeling. You I know you live alone. I don't know if you live alone, but like wherever you live, in your toilet today or at some point this weekend, go and get a basket, fill that basket with options of pads, tampons, whatever options, leave them there. Make sure you always have paracetamol in your house. Make sure you have those things. Make sure you have a hot water bottle, like, so that whenever
somebody
a
cooked
female,
it. You know, she's gonna walk in, she's like, somebody cooked.
Yeah.
Who cooked?
Make sure you're and if you're having someone visiting you, that's, you know, your partner, like, also maybe have options of chocolates and things when they just have those so that it's not awkward. You know, have them, and have them where they can see them. Don't hide them. Just put it in your wherever someone can access it easily. So those are the like little changes you can do.
Do you know
have those conversations in your group,
right?
like today after this, when you're with your boys,
group chat,
be like, oh, had lush here, did you guys know this?
Yeah,
and educate them.
We didn't know. Like,
In our school we say, we tell the girls, you be your sister's keeper. Whatever I'm teaching you, teach the sister that's next to you and the sister that's not in the room. So be your brother's keeper. Go and teach other men. Go and educate. Come with us if you have time. Volunteer 100%. Your time. Come with us to the school and talk to the boys. Whatever I'm teaching you, talk to them in your language, like, because you understand your gender better than I do.
Yeah. Do you know what? So, Oscar, on the back of the point talking to you, let's talk now, right? So one of the things I noticed before the, frontal cortex developed was the topic of periods, and if I'm being very frank, was always linked to sex as guys, and the only interest you had is
control.
When can we? Because she's on a period, eye roll. Like, that was our entry level to, and let's just be blunt, that's what it was. Like, when you're younger, it's like, no, how did last night go? Oh, she's on a period. Like, that was as far. Do you know what I mean?
Then you're like, ugh.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was from
waste of my time.
It was from such a selfish and extractive place, and I feel like that's honestly as far as the combos go. A lot of the time. Did you find the same thing?
I don't call it extractive though.
Yeah. Because you're thinking, how does it serve me? How does this cycle serve?
It's more like, I think we just didn't know. Right? Like, the way we were taught. No, seriously, like the way we've been taught about, menstrual health was bundled with sexual health. So we have page 1 is reproductive organs of the man and woman, and then page 2 in that diagram is why you're told that nice paragraph here on menstruation. So, like, we didn't really have an association of this is a woman's life cycle and how this impacts her life. And, like, these cycles do this, and this is why there's moods, and this is why the women around us behave the way they do. Like, the things you explained to me, I can justify industries. This is why the chocolate industry is so, you know what I mean? Like, I think that we got, like, about 10 sentences when we were 13 years of age to tell us what ovulation is, to tell us the times of ovulation. Like, we weren't even told the cycles. We were told it's 28 days.
Yeah.
Ovulation is the stage. That's you have like 7 days. Then there's safe days. Then there's safe days. That's it. Like, that's all we were taught. Like, and then you go to an exam, you get your ticks on paper, and you close that.
How much was from school? How much was from social conversations?
But you see now, like, the thing about it is, it's not just socialization, because even as men, I don't think we sit down to discuss.
That's
like,
the point, right? Yeah,
that's the thing I'm trying to tell you. Like, we don't sit down to discuss menstruation. In fact, sexual health generally. That's why I'm saying period poverty is a tip of the iceberg.
It is.
Like, there's so many other layers to it. Sexual health, like, so many different questions that as men we don't sit down and talk about. That's why I'll avoid using the word extractive. I'll say we were operating from a point of ignorance and socialization.
You're operating from your own point of view.
From our POV.
So, which is a male.
The male POV.
Male gaze, if I can say that.
I wouldn't call it extractive. I wouldn't say that men are extracting. I think it's a thing where, like, it's how we've been educated and socialized.
So we're going to disagree. And that's okay, right? Because I feel like I'm thinking when I'm late teens, the combos, the kind of toxic combos you have, if we're being very blunt, as a young man, it was, how does this cycle serve me? That's what I mean by extractive. It was never, what are they going through? It's like, how does this affect my relation with this lady, typically on a sexual level? Because the combos never went to, let's actually educate. And if we're talking about periods, it was always from a negative connotation as to either they're on the period or they're having a mood. Before we got a bit more mature and maybe had relationships and educate yourself a little bit more. But I'm saying prior to that, which is why I'm talking about the young boys.
Yeah.
Prior to that, a lot of the time when you're in that boys club, it's never, did you know that women go through this? Isn't that so sad? It was never that.
Yeah, of course.
It was never
it's
that from the boys club. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I'll even say it's not just that approach doesn't just come in the menstruation or the period poverty.
It's a larger issue. Yeah.
It's the larger issue of
100%.
men not being able to communicate with each other at that phase of life.
And also not communicate in a relationship. I had a relationship once where he was like, when you're on your period, it's so moody. I don't want to see you. I was like, damn. It's only like, when you reflect back and you're like, thank God it didn't work out. And you'd be like, you're so moody. And so then I started to realize, damn, I am really
empathy
moody.
is not something that we're taught as
it's
young men.
not.
Us, we're taught competition, performative masculinity. Like that time of your life when you're like preteen,
Preteens, 100%.
Yeah, it's not about empathy. Empathy is the least thing at the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Unless maybe you have a sister that you love very much, or a cousin you love very much, or your mother. Everyone else is like, empathy is not really.
Yeah.
But then I'll even say challenge us even as men right now.
Yeah.
Like maybe I can agree with you in a sense that we select empathy based on what benefits us. Is that what you're probably trying to say? But then I'll also say, I think it's a lack of education. The fact that we've been taught to prioritize, like what I've told you right now, in the beginning of this meeting.
Yeah.
Right? What have we started with? I've told you, me, the way I was culturally
Raised.
taught and raised is
made to believe.
mind your business. The things that you should care about, which is like financial stability in the home, protection, those masculine things. Put your strengths there, right?
Yeah.
If she comes to you with this issue, you'll operate it from a place of emotional safety. I won't operate from a place of, I need to know more information. I'll be like, what can I do?
Yeah.
You get and that's probably where her dad, it's that emotional safety bag he just opened, which is like, I don't know. But we go to the supermarket anyway.
Yeah.
And you pick what you can, but because I don't know.
His empathy extended to us how far his knowledge went.
Yes, exactly.
So I feel like if we increase our knowledge, then
That's
the
what I'm
empathy
saying.
will
Take
increase
ownership.
as well.
Exactly. You have to take
so
more ownership. I think it's that the bug, even as a man, it doesn't matter how empathetic you can be. That emotional safety angle will always be there for your partner if you truly love her and if you're not sick in the head, if you're not toxic. If you're a guy who's just you're trying to understand this issue, you'll always approach it from, I want her to feel emotionally safe. So I'll take her to the supermarket. It'll be in the shopping. It's going to make her fuss. I'll put the things in the basket in the like you've suggested, because I want her to feel emotionally safe.
Yeah.
What she's now challenging us to do right now is take ownership of this issue of period poverty and proactively actually learn and understand. Which is a whole other step. Which is not, I won't lie. When we started this conversation, that software is new. I've just downloaded it.
And don't make it big. I think I always say, let me just use fitness as a context, right? So most people don't work out because they're trying to fit it within their schedule. No, let it work within. Don't try and add to it. Rather it add to you. Try and make it work within how you move. So in your own ability, if you're never going to use your platforms, physical, public platforms, as long as you're influencing minds from your boys. Let's start with your boys. From taking that, you all have cousins, young cousins, you all have young nephews. Taking that step to start with mentoring them before you even come to my school. Charity begins where? At home. So start mentoring the people around you, and then start being that approachable uncle that 100%. Your niece, people, they can come to you and know that they can come and talk to you. That even when a boy is disturbing them, they know that they can run to you and you will, you'll really come. That's when you'll be like, my advice can come through. But you need to start also, are you approachable? Are you somebody that my sister can come to? Can a stranger come to me? Are you approachable? And so work on your approachability and then work with the institutions that you have to share your message. I'll tell you
that even I'll admit that at Mantalk we did have that debate. We tasked each other and I asked the team, okay, how do we create the most value out of this conversation? Because fundamentally, a conversation like this, we typically say, it's not for us, pass it along. But there was an insistence on it has to be us and we have to do it in a way that's educative, just not even for anyone else outside of these cameras, but even for us, even for me as a man right now, I felt a bit of a challenge. I've encountered a situation where there was, menstrual health what came about in the relationship, and I had to make sure that I understood as much as I needed to there.
Okay.
And it challenged the boundaries of
Yeah.
what it is to be a man in a relationship. Like you need to understand like
Yes.
these things. And
I want to challenge your boundaries. I have a surprise.
Okay.
we also have a surprise. But
Okay, but let me start with mine.
Okay, start with yours.
I'll just interrupt the recording, Anita. I want to see what you know. Do you know what this is?
It's a pan. It's a pan with a
it has
slot
the-
for the
It has the thing.
Why is our
So
octagon
anyway, guys, so that people could see.
lower?
What do you think this is?
It's
Underwear with a
they wear
slot
with
for the
with
pad.
the lining.
Yeah, it's called a period panty.
Yeah.
So for you guys to understand, it's already layered, right?
Right.
Yes.
Please touch it. Part of this conversation is to normalize it.
Okay.
It's not awkward.
It's not
You have your version. I have my version on that right now, right?
Got it. There it is.
Why'd you have to slap it, bro?
Don't make this
Let's do it in the most
awkward than
manly
it
way
needs to be,
possible.
man. Ish.
Okay. So that's one option you can use.
Okay.
Did you know that this is an option
I
that's
didn't know.
available?
I've seen the one where you can put it
Inside.
inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know there's one
Yeah,
that
so
actually
there's some
comes-
that are already made. So that's a period panty.
So how do you wash this? Is it like
You
it just soaks,
Yeah,
absorbs,
just
and then
the way you would wash your boxes.
okay,
Yeah, but of
Okay.
course, because it has blood, you'll soak it first and then just wash it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Eli,
This is quite a
Love
contraction.
it. I can't wait to watch this video after.
Do you know I've forgotten podcasting? I'm just learning today. This is wild.
I love
Interesting.
it.
Okay.
Look at you
Okay, so
folding
that's
this neatly.
one.
Well, we must.
neatly.
So guys, this is how it looks inside for anyone who's watching.
Yeah.
So it won't leak. Okay.
Okay.
How long do you think I can wear this for?
No more than 12 hours.
No more than 12 hours. What do you say?
I'd say a day, maybe. Like
So
morning to evening.
yeah, but you can check as well. Like how many flows do women have?
In a day?
Yeah, like
Changes.
I mean,
As
what
a-
are the type of flows that a woman can experience?
Like spotting.
What did you say?
Spotting.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah,
said
spotting. No, I just knew that because it's facts. So it's, it's spotting, clots, flow, and then like when it's drying up again, like spotting again. Is that how it?
I have no idea. I have no.
I'm just throwing my ring in the hat in the ring.
So glad to have women behind
I
me who are also
have no
laughing.
idea.
So
Oh, everyone behind the camera.
have
My,
no
and this is
idea.
the problem.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it in the ring. I'm just.
so
I have no
flow
idea.
is the type of period flow I have. So it can be light, medium, or heavy. All right. So that's what's going to determine how frequent I'm going to change it. All right. So that's why some people will have to change after 4 hours because it's really heavy. Some people who are light and medium can stay up to 6 hours. All right. Or I mean, like using a pad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Got
thought-
it?
I thought
so
you
that's
meant,
what I
like-
meant by flow.
I thought you meant like within a day.
My guy.
Your period would like. This is what I thought. Let me be honest.
Okay, tell me.
I thought like maybe you start the day 7 a.m. Boom, let's go, and then like your period comes in a gentler way, and then like at the start of the day, and then like it gets kind of.
I wish that was the case.
Yeah, like it just comes.
Yeah.
In the
Don't-
beginning.
hey.
So that cycle I'm talking about is now
The cycle
4 days.
phases in days.
Okay, but then like the first few days.
Not
would
in
just
a
be
not
spotting.
in a day. Phases in
So the
days.
first few days is like the light one.
No, it's heavy. You start off. Of course, on the first day might start in the middle of the day, so it'll start off light. But then,
There's no warning.
do you
It
never
just-
no? Have you ever noticed that you've been with someone the whole day and then their periods come and their mood changes?
Yes.
Because all of a sudden
Yes.
it's not that it's gushing, but it's now the pain. So of course the first day is, let's just say it's medium. The next day is just heavy, but it also depends, right? Because somebody's flow might just be light throughout. Somebody's flow might just be medium.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just 24 hours. Boom, boom.
Yeah, yeah. But then as your
now
day
it goes into the-
phases, it starts to get lighter and lighter.
Okay.
She's
That's the
pulled
4
out
days.
something else from a magic bag.
This is now the pad, right?
Yes. Would you like to show people how to put it on?
Yeah, sure. Be the change you want to see, brother.
And I'll challenge
Do it.
Oscar in a different way. Here you go. So this is an underwear.
All right, say less. Is this a winged one or no?
Open up and show the.
So we have-
teach the audience.
So my young men,
Yeah.
welcome. So this comes off now. This,
Yeah.
I assume this comes off.
Yes.
So they can stick
I
to
would hope so.
Yeah. So because otherwise it's a bit. So
Okay, so you can give it to
thank
me.
you so much. You're very kind.
Yeah.
So this is.
So which is the front part and which is the bottom?
This goes.
So where we'll
on
go
to
to
absorb.
okay.
This goes.
Which will go to the my behind and which will go to the front. Which is your front?
This is the front.
Okay,
This is
well
the back,
done.
yeah?
Yes.
And then
Why do you think that is?
because it's thinner and wider at the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
So then we open like this.
Okay.
And so this is the panty. Man talk, brother.
Yeah.
Man, let the man talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so then wait, which is back? and
So
front?
the front.
This is-
yeah,
this is
so
the
that's,
front.
Yeah. Okay.
So then the front goes like.
Oh, I love it. Can you show
Yes.
people what you're? Yes.
Oh,
No,
like
put it
that?
up.
Oh, up. Okay.
Yeah, and then you need to put the wings
The wings now would wrap
around.
around the. Like
Yes.
like this, right?
Yes, but you need to take off the tape completely.
Ah, the tape so it could stick. Okay.
Yeah, give it to me.
Okay, sorry,
It's all right.
brother. We listen. This is one step at a time.
Are you learning, Oscar?
I have never seen that.
You've
done
never
before.
seen- yes,
I've
good.
never seen it
And then-
done. No.
So
Where's-
now we
I've
do
lost
it
a
while
wing.
while
I've lost a
sitting.
wing.
You haven't lost the wing. It's just probably not stuck properly. Let's have a look.
Teacher. Wait. Oh wait. Is it, oh, there we
Yeah.
go. I haven't lost the wing, guys. So then we stick it like that.
I've just got to
so
tell
it's
the audience
stuck.
there's 4 women behind me and they are dying.
So now, obviously, we're in now.
Yeah,
right?
we're
so
in.
We're taped
but
up.
I mean, I brought a difficult pad for you, but
That's the problem. I'm not the problem. Yeah.
you forgot the most important thing. He forgot to take off
Also, it sticks to the
What's that?
underwear.
the,
That's why it was coming up. Man.
My guy. Me, though you've gotten that far.
his dad wear. So you forgot to take it off
So that it sticks
completely.
to the
Yeah,
fabric.
so it sticks. And I didn't notice, but now, of course, now it's ruined.
Yeah,
But
it's Mantalk for sure.
yeah. So it has to stick properly, and you need to make sure the wings are on.
On the pants.
Yeah, so this pad has 2 wings, 4 wings.
Oh.
That's why maybe it was complicated for you. But have you done this before?
No.
Okay, you did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So ideally, you'll make sure the wings are stuck at the back. And so then if a girl is running and stuff, this is not the best
No, I was going to say,
work,
there must be more efficient
but
ways. Yeah.
it won't come off, right? So you've got to make sure you also take off the tape.
Yeah.
So how long
Okay.
will I keep this on for?
Do you know for us, like,
And I've
when
told
we
you guys
for us,
several times.
I'll tell you as men.
Between how many hours?
4 to 6.
Good.
Yeah.
46.
Okay. I want to say 46. Sometimes as men.
Like sometimes as men, like, you know, like I'm just looking at it, like as men, we just throw on our boxers. Yeah. And just do the day.
Yeah.
Like we just
Bro,
do the day.
nah, when-
like then
yeah.
we finish, we
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
So like now I'm imagining the washroom.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
it's a
Have you seen this
full-time job.
before?
What's that?
We said we're going to
No,
destigmatize.
this is why we're here.
Do you know what this is?
The music.
I think I do.
What is it?
No, I don't wanna.
I want you to, because that's
No,
part
I
of...
don't wanna guess. Like,
Okay.
What I, yeah,
What is it?
It's the same thing.
it's the same thing, but it's
just
for
clip
it's
it.
like a reusable one.
It's
Yeah.
a reusable
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you do the same thing, and these would be the wings, and you'd clip it. It has 2 adjustments because some people might be small.
This
right?
seems more efficient.
Yeah?
Yeah,
So now,
Wait, don't say that, man.
Yeah. No,
We've
it
had
does.
like if it's
Because think about the girl in the. They can't keep buying.
issue
it.
is water.
water.
So then you,
Never ends.
yeah, it never ends. So, but it is a suitable option. But also, a lot of shame has to go around changing that so that they are comfortable using it because they have to wash it and hang
Hang
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've learned something new.
Yeah.
All right, and then now, so these ones are worn the same way, right? They're not insertable ones. Now, Oscar.
Oh, yeah, my Father in heaven.
Come on, brother. We got this.
My
Okay.
Father in
This is
heaven.
the, we must be okay with this. This is,
Okay, first you all know what this is, right?
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, what size? You
It's a small.
I can't tell.
can't tell.
I can't tell.
Actually, this is a super. So it just goes to with the flow. Remember the flow? Remember?
Oh, then it
everyone?
expands
Yeah.
when
No.
it-
Remember, somebody's heavy. Somebody's.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
yes.
so super
Gosh,
is
it's
for
a whole-
somebody who's heavy.
You
So
gave the right
this-
answers in the wrong exam.
Do you know what I mean? It's a complex situation.
It is.
Okay,
Hey,
so I brought 2 because I wanted to see, I wanted to compare. So do you know what this is?
Oh, this one I know.
Okay, so take it out. I want you to show me how am I going to put it on.
Okay.
How am I going to insert it in my vagina?
So
Yeah.
I can't
So
know.
this is the
guys, we're going to test. So first, let Eli go.
this is the
first.
vagina.
I've given both Eli and Oscar a menstrual cup. I want them to demonstrate how I would put it on when I'm on my periods. So without using the piece of paper, can I have the piece
Oh
of
yeah,
paper?
yeah. I've not looked.
Yeah, he's looked.
I've not looked.
Okay.
I've been talking.
So for the sake of editing purposes, Eli's been winning. Let's see. You pause.
Okay.
Let's see Oscar.
Guys, I can't answer this question. I have no idea.
Just what would I do? Would I put it like that?
Yeah.
I'd insert it as it is.
Oh, God in heaven. Okay, like if I was...
Let me hold the paper.
I wouldn't know, Lash. There's no way I'd know.
Just give me... Just from your own, like while looking at it, am I going to insert in my vagina as it is?
Now you're like this.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's your answer.
So this is the vagina.
Okay.
I would fold it in and then let it.
Wow. Can we have a round of applause?
Thank you.
That's called a C fold.
A C fold.
Yeah.
Okay. There's multiple folds.
Yes.
Oh, like a tie.
So just let me use yours.
God.
So you wouldn't, this is where it's,
That's the bottom.
so this is the bottom of my vagina I'm going to insert it from this way. Yeah. So you understand. Making sense? So I'm in the toilet. I'm going to insert it like this. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as Eli said, so I take my finger and I press it. I think this is called a diamond or whatever. So that's your hole and I would insert it and pop it. So now this is going to stay like this so that it holds so I can't put it like this because it's of no point.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. But then I was just
that was the...
Like I was like logistically.
Yeah. You were thinking smaller, but then it's not got
Fair.
all right. But somebody can cut this a little bit. So some things you guys don't know about vaginas, and maybe even those who are listening. Every vagina size is different. Some people are deeper. Sorry. Some people it's lower.
Correct.
So you can cut this off and so that it does when I'm walking, it's not like irritating
I'm 17
me.
again.
Yeah, you understand?
I understand.
So the more somebody uses their menstrual cup, I was totally the girl. I'm like, I never used a tampon until 2022.
Can I ask you a question? Why does it have like measuring like?
Oh yes, because thank you. That's a good question to ask. So for those who can't see, there's like ml. So you will when I remove it, I'll know how much I've bled.
Because it fills up.
Okay, so there's of course ml. So you'll know how much I used to think I am medium. I now think maybe I'm light because I've never reached 5 ml.
God.
Yeah. So, but some people, there's the holes here. For those who can't see, there's holes here. So if you see drops and you've put this on properly, then you need to take it out and pour it. So what you would do is I would remove it, ideally in the toilet.
How do you remove it? Because when I'm here, I don't
okay.
know how
Thank you, Eli, with the good question. So it's in my vagina like this.
Right.
So I would take my fingers, press, squeeze it out.
So at this point, you're inside the...
Say it's in my... I've put my hands. I've located it.
You're in there, huh?
I've located it.
All right, we're in there.
And then I'm squeezing it out.
But is it not going to now
You have to
push the
squeeze
liquid
it. You
out?
have to... No, it's not.
Okay.
One thing about period blood, it's not like water. It's
heavy.
not... It's thick and heavy. So you take it... Of course, you take it out gently. Of course, you're not going to be aggressive. Take it out and you pour it. Ideally, if you're in a public... go in with a bottle of water because you'll need to like rinse your hands in, insert it back in and move on with your life. I wear this the whole day because I don't bleed heavily. I've never filled this cup ever. So
We have
learn something new. And then of course the tampon has a string. So you would locate it and the string is what you would pull. Of course, this is not like this, so you can pull.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the best way to put it on is either squatting or one leg on the on the
Sink.
toilet seat. If you're at home and no one's there, you can lie down and insert it. It takes a while if you've never been a tampon user. Takes a while to get comfortable. I remember the first time I wore this cup, I'm not gonna lie, I took it out like 5 times. I was like walking in. I know the owner, she's called Zakira. So it's called the Mina cup. It's actually made in South Africa. And I sent a voice note. I was like, I don't know if I've put this on. Is this supposed to feel like this? You know? Because it was so awkward for me because I preferred pads. So yeah, it takes some getting used to, but like my life's never been the same because I now don't even remember I'm on my periods. It's helped reduce my pain.
Amazing.
And maybe it has even reduced my my period blood as a result. Wow. So yeah.
Hey,
well, this was the topic about Thank you for engaging me. I wanted to surprise. They had no idea this was going to happen. Yeah.
Do you know what? This whole conversation.
I'm worried.
This whole.
If you want, you can keep
we'll be in
the
this
cup.
together.
Do you want to keep the cup?
For whomst? For whomst? Maybe I'll put it in the washroom for someone. No, so as we said at the start of this conversation, the whole point was we don't do government. We're not in that space. We're not doing grassroots like you are. But what we can do, like you said, is have a conversation. And as much as there was banter, discomfort, I feel like being the change you want to see, not to be too dramatic, is why we wanted to sit in this position and try these and, get a bit silly, because I think when guys or younger guys that maybe watch Mantalk engage in this kind of setting, they can now replicate that in real life. So that was the goal. And I think I can't think of anyone better to have had this conversation with from what you're doing on the ground. And to give you your flowers, I've known you since I arrived. So when you first started and you had the launch in Deja Vu to what you're doing now 6 years later, it just shows how consistent you've been, the passion behind it. And I don't know what the number is, but the amount of lives you've changed from 25,000 exactly. So that just speaks to your determination.
Glory to God, though.
Yeah, 100%. So really proud of you, first of all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you also making time to come and engage us and take us to that next level when it comes to education. And I think this is a sponsored episode. I think we'll have a conversation about using a percentage of whatever they're paying us to chip into what you're doing, because it makes a lot of sense and you've given us your time.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Wow.
We'll be donating directly to pads given the work you've been doing. Ish.
I'm so touched. Oh my God, thank you so much. I also just want to applaud you both, because just by even despite it being an uncomfortable, you still pushed past the uncomfortability. So, and it will take some time. This is I'm telling you to do something that you've never engaged in before. So please also give yourself, and well done for you, knowing the knowledge, because just by that, you're representing two types of men, right? There's the one who's uncomfortable, but okay, I'll try. And then the one who's like, okay, I'm a bit familiar with this, so I have no problem. So, and that's the nature of life, that's the balance. But at the same time, you've come together, you've participated in also educating, and that's essentially it. And I know I'm not trying to even toot my own. This will stay with you for the rest of your life.
100%.
And if ever you have a young person, you know how to handle it. And now you'll be even more better than my dad, because now you'll know to go to the aisle, be like, this is how you use it, you'll be able to explain it. And so I think I've done my job.
Hey, round of applause. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I personally, I think this has challenged me to the max. You've challenged me culturally, you've challenged me intellectually, and you've also challenged my view on how it is I'm living my life. Because before this, I didn't even have the software to even think about what a menstrual cup is. The logistics of everything also around menstrual health is something that I'll admit as a man, I didn't spend a second of my time thinking about. So thank you for opening my mind up to the reality of what it is in many ways to be a woman, and how period poverty affects women in a practical way. And these are people in my life.
In very different layers.
So thank you so much. And we enjoyed making this episode.
We hope you enjoyed making
What would
this
be your
episode.
parting shot based on this conversation? Sorry to take over.
No, of course. I think my parting shot is...
Or what will last with you? Maybe a parting shot, and what's the one thing that you're going to maybe sit with for a while?
the fact that it's a choice to know more.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a choice to know more, and that's how you know how to not even accommodate, be there in the women in your life in the best way possible. Because as much as, yes, quote unquote, I had the knowledge, I think I'm far from what I need to be in terms of knowing how to show up for the women in my life. Yeah. So educate so that you can empathize and help more.
And your parting shot? Like speaking to the men.
Oh, to the men.
Yeah,
guys,
and women,
they
maybe.
don't catch a break. So do what you can, but educate yourself so you can do the right thing.
Hey, God help us. I think that's my passion.
Our Father art in heaven.
I think for me it's like, I think it was a very uncomfortable episode, and the cameras will show. And the reason why it was so
But you push past it.
the reason why it was so uncomfortable is because there's social and cultural engineering that is at work here. So I personally am engineered culturally and socially to treat such topics in
as
a certain
alien,
way.
like it's got nothing to do with me.
It's I think we've had an episode on period poverty before, but what's really different about this one is you've brought it home. It's not something to research, to think about now. It's like no, this is the practical bit of what it means to be a woman in that sense. So like as a man, just learning more about it, it's made me very uncomfortable. But the thing that touched me the most was the fact that her life was lost. I think that's really changed
how you view it.
Yeah, like yes, I'm uncomfortable, but someone died, and it means that a fatality means that this is something that must socially be pushed through because we can't have more, right? And thank you for allowing us to use this platform to learn. This was why Mantalk was made. I know they'll be in the comments. I know people will be like, what does Mantalk have to do with anything? Everything. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it has everything to do with everything because we're all a product of a missing period.
Passing shots.
And that was a quote by Neville Okwaro, who's actually a man and a period ally, and that has never left me. So just always remember that. Yeah. So you're not exempt from the conversation.
Yes.
So learn to get comfortable with your being uncomfortable.
Yes. So that is exactly what I'll do.
But I thank you very much for creating this space. And I look forward to having you speak to the boys.
Of course, we're down.
We'll start with that menstrual cup.
We can have boy talk. Yeah, man talk having boy talk. Awesome. And thank you also so much for willing to contribute to Heals for Pads Foundation. I couldn't thank you enough. I know it will help in so many levels, and I'm grateful.
The least we can do.
Get comfortable. That's my parting shot.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
I gotta get comfortable.
Well, to anyone watching, if you are uncomfortable, we still hope you enjoyed this episode.
Half as much.
As we enjoyed making it.
Because we
had a ball. Are you sure?
Did we?
See you.